Okay, I think I'm on. Hi, everyone. This is Vina Lustado, and welcome. I'm here to talk about designing tiny homes that are beautiful and functional. And so, what I'm going to do is start showing my screen that has my I can see the prefab tiny house that I've been designing for I don't know about a year now. Maybe you can see. Basically, this is a factory built tiny home that I started about a couple of years ago. And I did it because I wanted to find a way to make this tiny house legal without any changes in the code and to make it as easily permitted as possible so that we don't have to figure out where the park is. So there is one thing that it will be on a permanent foundation. So this is the exterior of the tiny house, and it's about 26 feet by 10 feet long, and that's the footprint of the house itself. And talking about the floor plan, there's an exterior deck, and this is the footprint of the tiny house, which is, I said, 10 feet by 26 feet long. And talking about the design of it, which is the emphasis of this presentation, is making sure that the floor plan is efficient. So one thing that I really concentrate on is an open floor concept so that it doesn't have a lot of mass inside that this obstructs the view. And that the circulation, which is the way that you travel around in the house, is very clear in the diagram. So for instance, the main entry is almost off to the center, and the circulation, which is the way you travel from inside the rooms to another, is clearly just along this space. So as soon as you enter, there's the living room and the kitchen. So that's a big, great room right at the center. And then on the left is the bedroom, which is on a platform bed so that it doesn't take up that much room around the bed. So you enter in the bedroom, and then on the other side is the bathroom, and basically you have the sink, the toilet, and the tub shower right off of the end. Again, it's an open floor concept so that there's minimal amount of walls to close in the interiors. I always design with a lot of natural light, which is south facing. So if you consider this floor plan with north looking up, the south is facing this way, which allows for passive heating and cooling. So you have natural sun throughout the day from the east to the west. I always emphasize having a large deck so that you can live outside most of the year, especially here in Southern California. So you can enjoy living space and dining space outside of your tiny home, outside of the footprint of the house. Inside, I have a lot of multifunctional furniture, which you'll be able to see in the images that I have coming up. So one thing about this tiny house is that, as I said, it's legal as an ADU or an accessory dwelling unit or a primary dwelling. A lot of the tiny houses that are being legalized now, especially all over California, with Dan Fitzpatrick doing a lot of the advocacy work, is that it's ADU, a guest house meant on the back of the main house. But this one you can actually use as a primary dwelling as well. This permitting process is with the state, so it's very fast and efficient. And it's also factory built off-site so that it could travel from the factory to the site where it's going to be located. So it's a lot more efficient in terms of permitting process. The structure is very energy efficient and it's fire resistant because in California, there's a lot of fires going on really all over the country. So I wanted to make sure it's fire resistant with the building materials. And it is also mobile, so you can move it from one location to another, even though it's on a permanent foundation. I designed the foundation so it could be removable. Now, the interior of the tiny house, if you go from the main entry here in the double doors, you can see that the kitchen and the living area is very open, and there's a lot of natural light coming in from the entry and also to the back where the kitchen is. And there's also skylights on either side. So again, there's a lot of natural light bathing the interior. And another trick for making things feel really expansive and large within a small space is using very light colored materials. So you have white walls and natural pine ceiling and very light wood throughout the space to make it feel brighter and bigger. I also have vaulted ceilings throughout the main space so that you can increase the maximum height of the structure and making it feel a lot bigger. On this side, on both sides, is the kitchen here, obviously, and the bathroom. And on the other side is the bedroom, which has pocket doors. So it really minimizes the amount of space being used for door openings. On the other side of the great room is this bedroom, again with a pocket door. You have a lot of open shelving, so it doesn't feel like a closed space with storage. And there's storage inside this sofa that becomes very functional for putting pillows and blankets, and guests can sleep here too because it's decent enough large size for one person to sleep on. And this coffee table actually can be on a height adjustable mechanism, so it could be a coffee table and a dining table. Again, you have the really tall ceilings with the vaulted ceiling on the gable on both sides of the tiny house. This is the master bedroom, or actually it's the bedroom. One great thing about this model is that it's on bedroom that's on the first level, so there's no need to climb up any stairs or ladder. This bed is a queen size bed with plenty of storage below, and again there's shelving above that doesn't feel closed in because it's open shelving. And I do offer a loft above the bed so that you have additional storage above the bed as well. And so you have plenty of clothes storage and blankets below the bed as well as above on the loft. And again, a lot of natural light that comes in from the ceiling and also adjacent to the bed, and this beautiful circular window that offsets kind of the rectilinear design overall of the space. And then in the bathroom, I have very light materials again used throughout. There is again the circular window that you see mimicked from the bedroom on the other side. So feels very spacious for a bathroom, and it's a walk-in shower. So the tub usually takes up a bit of mass space. So this is a walk-in shower where you can just step up, and the tile is an accent color so that it gives a little bit more interest within the neutral colors of the interior. And the shower is very light and airy, so there's just a glass enclosure without a door. There's a rain shower head so that it feels really luxurious inside, and there's still plenty of storage within the base cabinet here underneath the sink. I went through that pretty quickly. So I am, if you'd like to find out more, I'm trying to see if I can navigate how I can field some questions. But to find out more, you can look at the website, Soul House Design, which is my website for my business. And let me see if I can try to navigate the questions here, and if Zach can help me. Let's see, Zach. Can you hear me?
Sorry, everybody. Is that better? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so love to help you facilitate the Q&A if you'd like. You can also do, if you want to have somebody come up and talk to them face to face and do the grab the mic option, you can do that too. So which way would you prefer?
Either one. I'm just not sure which button to use to do the grab the mic option.
Okay.
To have you do it.
Yep. Okay, that sounds good. All right. Well, if you guys want to ask Vina a question, you can go ahead and click the request the mic button, and then I'll let you guys in. And in the it looks like Rodonda. Oh, we got a couple of people. Woo, a lot of people. Sorry, it went quick, but Andrew Fuller should be jumping in just a second.
And they would just come on and ask the question, correct?
Yeah, we should be seeing them in a moment.
Okay.
All right. Are you, there we go. Looks like, Andrew, you're muted for some, oh, actually, maybe you're not.
Let's see if I can.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, how does it hold up with all the windows in a cold weather environment?
Actually, that's a great question. This is completely being pre-engineered and pre-permitted. So it has to go through seismic requirements, which is earthquake and even travel, because it's in a factory building. So right now, the engineering is so that we have steel moment frame at the corners so that we have maximum amount of width for the openings and still, resisting a lot of the wind that, happens during travel of the factory building to the site. And it's anchored onto the foundation with seismic restrictions that are very strict in California. So I'm sorry, regarding the windows, yeah, they're all rated. So obviously for energy efficiency and yeah, it's completely engineered, and I don't think there's not going to be an issue with this. Is within the California, code requirements. So other places that might have stronger winds might, would have to be considered for that specific location. But it is state permitted within California, so pretty much anywhere in California, I should withstand the wind load. And if it's like, let's say in Tahoe, where there's a lot more snow load, we would just increase the insulation value on the roof and in the walls and in the foundation. But right now, it's probably going to be R15, R19 on the walls, and at least R20, R30 on the roof.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. Thanks, Andrew. I'm going to take back the mic now. And he already did it himself. All right. I'm going to let somebody else in now. They should be on it.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Hi there. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to ask about the static weight that all these walls are carrying, and you made them all glass. It looks great, but how about the calculations behind it?
So I'm going to put this image on. It looks like there's a lot of glass, but in reality, a lot of the images that you're seeing is just within the front elevation, the front part of the tiny house. Because that's south facing. So I want to be able to get as much natural light in, but not direct heat gain where it really heats up inside. So it's really controlled, the openings that I have. Let me see if I got that. So the openings are not as, I'm trying to see there. The openings are not as large as you may think. It's just at the front. So a lot of it is really solid. If you look at the back
wall, most of that is solid, and on the sides it's mostly solid. It's just really at the front. So again, the front, there is a big giant steel beam, that serves as like the moment frame, and then these solid walls are, the engineer is right now designing it, but I think it's actually just mostly wood. So it just depends on the header. So the header on this one is probably like 8 feet wide. So it's going to be a bigger header than the rest of the windows. So completely will withstand a lot of the wind load and seismic requirements for California.
Okay, and so considering that, how did you manage to have those ceilings broken? Because then you only connect them on 3 or 2 sides. So how did you manage to make them look that strong?
Yeah, well, that's another good question. Again, I actually thought that it would require truss roof systems, which has members to support it on the top that you might be seeing. But the engineer was able to design the roof so it doesn't have to be a truss system. I think because you have walls here and walls here that are solid, you don't even need collar tiles because I have this as solid wall. So the middle great room area is completely open, but this has a wall completely all the way up full height. And this actually is up to the bathroom. So this is open, but it's like having a collar tie, kind of connect from one side to another. So it's not, the engineer completely said you don't need trusses, because it's already connected here. So
I see. What kind of walls are these? They are made of?
Right now they're 2x4 wood framing.
I see.
The engineer said they might want to do 2x6s because of insulation, not because of strength, but with insulation, you can really vary the energy efficiency with the water heaters and the insulation in the roof and the floor. So right now it's just 2x4 wood framing, and the roof is probably 2x6 at the minimum. And the floor is going to be on girders with wood framing inside. So it's a combination of steel and wood.
And is this design coming with the limitations of rain, snow, and wind? Or
so
is it something that you calculate later based on the region?
No, we're calculating it now, and it's going to be in Southern California, the first one that's being built. So it's kind of a moderate climate zone, but my idea is that it's going to be available anywhere in California because it's state permitted. So I wanted to have a snow load factor as well as something you can put in the desert. So we'll probably have thicker roof and thicker floor, at least a 2x6. So the insulation values at least probably R20, R30. And so because we need to meet Title 24 requirements, and I'm planning to have it for the worst climate zones. We'll test it out whether or not those R values are sufficient for the worst climate zones, but I believe they should be at R9, R20, R30 at the minimum.
There are these kind of engineering software. So when you put your data in, they actually give you all this information. Are you using that kind of software? Which is my last question. Sorry for taking up your time.
No problem. I'm not using it because I'm not the engineer. The Title 24 engineer who calculates all the required R values for installation is supposed to be doing that. They're required to do that to submit for state permitting. So I that's not my expertise. I give that to the, engineer who does the Title 24 to make sure it will comply for the specific location. So
I see. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and let Steve in here real quick. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, guys. Hey, Vina. Thank you. Two
Hey,
quick
Steve.
questions for you. I'm in Colorado, by the way. Do you anticipate? Thank you. Do you anticipate being able to do this at scale so that you could actually build communities using this model? And then the second question is is the Soul House prefab designed such that you could have, say, a 2-bedroom rather than a 1-bedroom unit?
Great question, Stephen. So for the longest time, I've always envisioned and dreamed of a tiny home community. So this is definitely a stepping stone to that. The reason I'm wanting to do it is a factory building so that it could be scaled. So it could be available way beyond California, all over the United States. And people have actually inquired in Canada and Philippines and many other places. So that is the intention, is once the factory building at the original prototype, which is going to be done this spring or summer here in Southern California, then that'll be the testing ground for the rest of the building to be done at a scale, because I believe in economy of scale, so that when we do one, then we can fabricate multiple orders, dropping down the cost and really making the process of constructing and permitting it a lot more efficiently. So that definitely is one of my visions, to be able to have it for communities. The second question regarding
Could you have a larger configuration? Say you wanted to have 2 bedrooms instead of 1.
Yeah, so I want to make this into a module so that a 26-foot module could be just a living space that has no bedrooms. Maybe it could be a larger living room with dining room and kitchen, so that the module becomes connectable when you place 2 or 3 on one site, so that you can have larger families or larger groups of people live in one parcel. So I have in where I used to live in Ojai, 2 structures. It was a tiny house and a tiny office where it was connected together with a courtyard. So that's the idea. You can connect several modules together to create bigger spaces for larger amounts of people or just for bigger spaces.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may hear from me again.
Excellent. Would love to hear you.
All right. Anybody else want to grab the mic? I don't know entirely how to pronounce her name, but Asli Han asked to grab the mic again. I'm not sure if she meant to. Okay, yeah, I don't think she had meant to do it again. Anybody else want to grab the mic? We got some more time and obviously lots of questions and everything. So, there we go. All right. Somebody should be coming on in just a moment. It's just loading in the system or something.
Thanks for helping, Zach.
Of course, no worries. Yeah, it's fun being able to interact with the attendees live and in person. So
yeah, definitely. I like engagement.
Yeah, for sure. It's
just the technology sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not easy for me.
No worries. All good. All right, somebody else is coming on right now. Or should be. Joan. Oh, we got a lot of people asking now. Joan, are you able to get in, Joan? Maybe I'll try somebody else as well. Mark should be trying to come on right now. Or Lee. Let's see. There we go. Looks like we got Mark on here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Mark.
All right. Vina, more than a question, I just wanted to sort of bring up the point of the importance that design makes. I mean, the work that you've showed just in terms of design is amazing. And throughout the event, we've seen, a very broad variation of styles. And there's different budgets and materials that are available, and solutions and climates and so on. But in your presentation, I mean, the sort of the value that design can give to maybe the same size structure, possibly, a very similar cost, maybe a similar location, just the right sort of design decisions, just, make it so much more. So you didn't stress it enough. So as an architect, I wanted to jump in and congratulate you on just beautiful, gorgeous designs.
That means a lot to me, coming from you as an architect. Thank you.
All right. That's all. Thanks.
Thanks, Mark. We appreciate it. Oh, I was going to follow him. Oh, well. All right. Lee, I think you're still on here, but I can't see you or hear you. You might have taken your camera off, though. If you still want to jump on, go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to try to add somebody else right now. Okay, so Rhonda, you should be coming on. Oh, there's...
That worked?
Yep, that worked. Yep.
Okay, great. I tried before. I guess I didn't push something. Beautiful. Vina, I wanted to ask you, I'm not a professional in the field, so I'm one of the non-professionals here. Can you talk about the portability of this as not on wheels, but still portable, so that I can understand it?
Absolutely. Great question. So it is to be built on a permanent foundation once it gets onto the site, but I'm designing it with the engineer so that the hold down that attaches the bottom plate, which is the bottom of the structure, to the actual stem wall, which is the concrete masonry block unit, you can detach the lag bolt from the bottom plate to the top of the CMU wall, so that in 2 or 3 years, if you change jobs or if you have to move to closer to family or whatever, you can take the structure, put the lag bolt apart from the foundation, put it on a flatbed truck, and then transport it again. So it's mobile, but it's permanent.
Beautiful. That's actually, I've just bought a tiny house on wheels, but it's quite large. And I'm essentially doing the same thing. I'm putting it somewhere where it's going to sit for years, but I'm keeping the option open of moving it years later. So that's just great to know. Thank you. Very helpful.
You're very welcome.
All right. Anybody else want to jump on? Lee, are you up for grabbing the mic again?
I saw her for a few seconds.
Yeah, and then for some reason, I'm not sure if you see her like an invisible.
Oh, here. Do I click on it, or you want to click there?
I already clicked it, but yeah, looks like there we go. Hi, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Great. Quick questions. One, do you also put solar on your roof, or is it an option? And second question, how big is your team, and what kind of hurdles have you gone through in order to kind of make this scalable?
Great question. So yes, definitely it needs to be on solar. California requirements is that when you put an ADU on a property, or really any dwelling, it has to be hooked up to solar. Before, it was actually an option to do it in the future, but now you have to have solar when you put it on the property. The roof square area is not that much, so it may not allow for the full solar array on the roof, but it can always be put on the ground or the main house. So that's not going to be a problem. So it's definitely designed for solar. And the other question was, sorry.
What kind of efforts did you take on to scale your, building capacity?
Yeah, so the biggest effort for me was finding a factory builder that would be able to do this at the quality that I wanted and for the price point. That was really, really hard. And someone who was local, because I really wanted to be involved in the construction so that I could oversee it during, the building. So I did find somebody here, which was luckily right in my city or state. Oh, I'm a little bit over, aren't I, Zach? So let me just make this really quick. Getting the project team with the factory builder and making sure that it's being state permitted so that it's really efficient. But the factory builder was the biggest hurdle.
Thank you.
I can tell you more if you want, but I think we're out of time. But you can contact me.
Looks like the next speaker is not on quite yet, so you can be talking a few more minutes.
Okay. So the factory builder and his team is really the biggest challenge to meet the pricing and the quality. Right now, we're still trying to figure out the pricing because I really want to make it affordable, but it is a lot of the permitting process and the efficiency in the factory building that really drives down the cost. And the other part of the team was finding like a general contractor who would do the foundation on the site after the factory building has been placed. So that wasn't actually as hard as the factory builder. So he's planning to build more, but we're just wanting to do this first test case is to finalize the cost and the permitting process. So after that, I mean, you can order it now, but right. I really want to finalize the cost first.
And is your custom base mostly local in California or everywhere else in the U.S. as well?
After this first build in California, I imagine it's easily permitted anywhere in the United States because the permitting process in California is the most difficult. Anyone from, Oregon or New York, anyone who comes here from another state are just flabbergasted how difficult it is to permit anything here. So I think it's much easier anywhere else.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
All right, I'm going to add TJ in here. He should be coming on any second.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, TJ.
Can you hear me?
I could. Can you hear me?
Yes. So I just have a question. Appreciate everything all you guys are doing. It's a great conference. The retractable sunshade canopy that you have, can you just speak to that a little bit?
Sure. So right now the idea is that it's on metal structure with the post and the beam you can see there, and it's like a sail material, kind of like umbrella, and so you can retract it completely away or completely open, so that during the winter, it's almost always open to let light in, to let sun in. But then during the summer, it would be shade. And let me see if I can give another. Yeah, hopefully you can see that.
Do you know if those are actually the manufacturer? Is that shade tree canopy?
No, I'm still trying to source it out. Is that located in? I can take note of that. Do you know where they're located?
Yeah, I'm only asking, not for my own information, so that other people can understand what's going on out there on the deck. I think it's a great incorporation to any home, tiny home, whatever, because of the retractable. I have put in several in the past, and the company was Shade Tree, but I'm sure there's other manufacturers out there. It's just a very versatile approach to, covering over a deck or having it open. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now.
I'll definitely look that up because I'm always looking for a manufacturer. I've seen it in various ways, but this is a pretty custom, with the beams and the spacing. And I've done it a lot for other residential projects that are not tiny homes.
Right.
And it's hard to find that
Right.
source. I'll definitely look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted other people to be aware of what was going on there if they weren't.
No, it's great to point that out because the deck is so important. We need to make sure that it provides as much functionality for living throughout the year, not just during the summer.
Yep. Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Vina. It looks like John and Finn are actually just about ready on the next one. So we really appreciate you answering all the questions, taking the time, and your designs are really beautiful. So
Thanks so much, Zach. I appreciate
of course.
it. Thanks
All right.
for all the
Take care,
questions.
everybody. See you, TJ.